Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for Below Grade Level. Hold on to your butts, Kemosabe. Hello and welcome to Below Grade Level, the show where we take the books that we read as kids and read them as adults and ruin them. I'm one of your hosts, Jonathan Eaton. With me as always is Bekah Eaton.
Hello.
And Chris Zaleski.
Hello.
How are you guys tonight?
Good.
I'm quite well.
Excellent.
Feeling pretty good, actually.
Are you guys excited about our guests?
Yeah.
I am, now that it's one of the times that I know who they are before we start recording.
Oh, good. Returning returning champions, Joe and Brian. Hi, guys.
Yay.
How are you guys doing?
Spectacular.
That's two spectaculars.
I know better than to disagree with the wife.
All the way from New York City.
Right.
Are you guys ready to read? I think
The
a
Eyes.
Now, Brian.
I thought you were trying to remember the title. The Eyes of Kid Midas.
Eyes of Kid Midas.
I think you guys are going to like this.
I mean,
I got
just
a good
based
feeling.
on the synopsis, it's weird enough for me for sure, so I'm into it.
Yeah.
And based on your past performance on the show, I think like you're really going to jive with this material.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, God.
Well, now I feel like the pressure has increased.
Also, slightly
But also, you got this.
means. Yeah.
Come on.
I forgot until just now that the main character's name actually is Midas. His name is Kevin Midas. I didn't write that down, but I only just remembered.
Okay. So that's the only, it's not an allusion to King Midas or anything. It's
I'm sure
it's
that.
a co-
I'm
purely-
sure.
Only like
Oh.
tangentially.
No, I'm sure.
Well, like only in that there's kind of magic about stuff you want, but like he doesn't make shit gold.
Not yet.
Yeah, but I don't want to spoil the book that I haven't read, but I have a feeling he's going to learn the same lesson, maybe.
Wait, what's the lesson of King Midas?
That, like, by the end, he's going to have told everybody to do something terrible and everyone will be dead and he'll be alone, as opposed to everyone being a gold statue in your house.
Wait, no, I mean, like, what? Wait, what is? I actually don't know anything about King Midas.
Oh, you don't know the legend of, like,
No.
King Midas?
Oh,
I know
Brian, please.
How?
I know he turns stuff to gold.
Yeah, well,
by
I don't
touching it.
remember all the details, but he wished that whatever he touched would turn to gold because he wanted to be rich and have all this gold.
Oh, but
So he started
can't
turning
touch
all
a
this stuff to
lady.
gold.
Lady.
But then, like, he accidentally touched his, like, wife and she turned into a gold statue. And then he accidentally touched his kids and they turned into little gold statues. And then he, like, petted his dog and his dog was gold.
An unfortunate
And then-
schmelting
Man. Question for
Sure.
everyone here.
powers, anyone?
Unfortunate. I love gold.
That's why they call it the Midas touch.
If you
Midas
could choose
touch.
between having a Midas touch, but never being able to touch boobs again, and not being able to turn anything to gold, but being able to touch boobs again, which one would you choose?
Boobs?
Obviously, boobs.
Obviously, boobs. I just wanted to see if anyone was crazy
is
enough to say gold.
Are we just talking about hands, though?
Like you could.
Could I still, like...
Yeah, like
Your mouth still your mouth still turns
Your
shit to
face in
gold.
there.
fingertip
it's-
to wrist is
yeah,
it's
the
an-
touch.
It's an epidermis thing.
You're just elbowing the boobs.
Yeah.
If face and elbows are out of the
You're like, I
question.
guess I'm gonna get
Like-
into feet stuff.
You
Sticking
randomly
with it.
bump into someone, you turn them into a statue, and it's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Wait, you can't hear me? You're a statue.
Yeah.
Then you
I
gotta
mean-
pick them up and carry them and sell them.
But they'd be so heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you got this big gold person.
Oh, that's true.
Deep down, the
Doesn't
only
make the most of
But then
reason...
if you like, you try and catch like the train and then you touch it and the train turns to gold and they're like, sorry, train's out of commission. It turned to gold.
Can you just wear gloves?
It's a soft
like
metal.
in what is it?
Oh.
Pushing Daisies.
Yeah, I don't know. But no, because the gloves would turn to gold. Then you just had like heavy gold gloves.
Oh no!
And then no lady wants
Yeah.
like
So
gold.
were all his clothes gold?
Were they,
It's-
Brian?
Brian, the expert.
It's the original monkey's paw situation.
Yeah. The
Monkey's
Yeah.
paw was the
paw.
original monkey's paw.
Yeah,
How
Yeah,
did we?
Solid gold.
My wish was granted, but it sucks.
How did we not get into this?
I mean, I
in the
assumed
last
that...
episode?
I assumed, Jonathan, that
Everything we read
you're...
was just so shocking.
Yeah.
I assumed that your hypothetical meant that you could, like, control the Midas touch and
Oh,
not
well,
just,
that's-
like...
No, that's what I'm saying. You
see,
have
well,
the
like, I
Midas
mean,
touch.
you don't want the Midas touch. It's a bad thing. That's the whole point of the story.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
he can wear
You
clothes,
fool.
can he? His clothes don't turn to gold.
No, he's fully nude.
They might
The rest
actually
is
say
like-
that.
I'm
like,
asking Brian, the expert.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there's a part where like he like touches his robe and it turns into like a silk golden.
So it is
woven-
fingers then.
So it is just his hands?
Brian.
We'll have to research
holes.
this later.
Yeah, Becca, catch the listener up on what happened last time on the Eyes of Kid Midas.
Yeah, so we have Kevin Midas is our main character. He's friends with Josh. They are on a school field trip. That's a camping trip at the base of a mountain, which is called... Wait, where'd it go? The Divine Watch.
Right.
That's pretty male.
Oh, yeah, we joked that it sounded like something from Destiny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Guardian, the Divine Watch is under assault.
Yeah. There's Bertram and Hal, who are two bullies, and Bertram steals and breaks Kevin's glasses. Their teacher tells them some story about some like Native American legend about the mountain and some other like land situation. I don't know.
It was
Some,
an equinox
peak
thing.
of something.
It was like two mornings a year.
It was
they
like,
lined
yeah,
up.
this specific night,
Yeah.
something fucking happens at the top of the mountain. So all of these kids, these 4 kids, climb the mountain in the middle of the night.
Mhm.
And Kevin gets up there first and he finds some magic sunglasses. Then I can't really remember what happens like immediately when he puts them on. I think he can just see
Oh, he just
really well
sees.
out of
Oh,
them. It's
that's
like a
what it was,
perfect
yeah.
prescription for him.
He's like, oh, they're perfect.
Yeah. But then also
What a
he
coincidence.
starts to say some random shit and the shit that he says comes true.
Yeah.
So he tells Bertram to like go in the lake and then he goes in the lake
Why don't
and
you jump in the lake?
he lies and says there's an avalanche, but then an avalanche really happens or a mudslide or something.
Yeah.
And then he starts the Ray-Ban Corporation.
And then he makes $1 billion.
His dad, Jeff Oakley.
Not Jeff Midas.
Not Jeff Midas. That would make too much sense.
Oh my
I'll start
god, this chapter title's amazing.
Oh,
if I-
yes.
Oh,
The
it
chapter,
is.
Chapter title's been fire so far.
the chapter titles are great.
Like, that's a band name.
Is it a chocolate avalanche?
If you
No,
want
it's
Say
it
it
to
out loud.
be.
I'm the only one not looking at it. It's driving me crazy. Tell me what it
It
is.
was a regular rock avalanche.
Okay.
Read it out
Unmerciful
loud, though.
chocolate
I
destruction.
was just- I'm
Unmerciful
getting to
chocolate
it.
destruction.
I'm good. I'll start us. I was just trying to say it. I'll go. It'll go me, Becca, Chris, and then who wants to go first, Joe or Brian? After Chris.
Don't all jump at once now.
No, I don't think they want to go. We'll
All
just
right,
skip that.
All right, fine. Fuck you guys. Sit here and listen to us.
Well, no, I'm just because I always lose track of the order, so I was trying to do the calculus of what will make it easier for me to remember.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
what I was doing.
So you go, because if I go after you, I'll remember. So you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes sense to me. Chapter 5, Unmerciful Chocolate Destruction. I love this book so much. The moment the avalanche ended, a storm began brewing in Kevin's mind. It was a bad one. While everyone jabbered on about the avalanche, and while the teachers thanked their maker, that's a...
Did you almost say thanked their marker? 'Cause
I almost said thank their marker, and then I got hung up because that's like a Star Wars reference. It's like
Thanking your maker is not a Star Wars reference. It's just a thing people do.
Oh, is it?
Thank the maker is just
Yeah.
a general.
That is the nerdiest thing you've ever said, Jonathan.
That's fine. You know what? I'm fine with it.
But they
Fine,
also said
fine.
a phrase kind of wrong the last time we were reading this. Someone said that's the brakes.
Oh yeah,
Instead
that's
of-
that's
no.
the brakes. Yeah.
That's the brakes.
Don't you remember in the first Star Wars and C-3PO has that oil bath and he goes, "Oh, thank the maker," and I was just like, because they don't have Jesus.
He's like,
No one-
thank you.
And
I was the
unbeknownst
first
to
person to
him-
say that.
And unbeknownst to him at the time, like the guy's dad was his maker. Like he didn't know.
Oh my God! Really?
His
I know
memory
this
had been
is
wiped.
this is awful because it's like we haven't even started yet, but just like the quickest tangent that just reminded me. I had to. I watched.
These are the best ones.
I watched the movie Dragon Slayer recently. I was hanging out with my brother, and we've been having like movie dates, and so we'll each show each other a movie that like the other one hasn't seen. So he was showing me Dragon Slayer from 1981. Never seen this fucking movie before. Have you guys seen it at all? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've seen quite a bit of it. I don't think I've watched it all the way through.
It's a fantasy movie with dragons, obviously, from 1981. So it's very just like general kind of medieval vibes, but also with like witches and dragons and wizards and shit. But the funniest thing about it to me was that there's like priests in it, and everyone that's like religious is wearing a cross. And at one point they say, "In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit." And I turned to my brother and I said, "Okay, so these dragons existed after Jesus died. This takes place after Jesus?" And he's like, "Huh, I never thought about that." And I'm like, it's been over 40 years, and you keep talking about this movie all the time. I said the same thing to my mom because she loves the movie too, and she's Catholic, and she's like, "I never noticed that." And I'm like, they're Christian in this fantasy movie. Like,
Christians killed all the dragons. Everyone knows that.
Yes. Which one? Saint who killed a dragon? Saint somebody killed a
Saint
dragon. Help.
George Saint.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, this
And
is the
there's a
problem.
wizard.
Bekah and I have talked about this in the fantasy books that we read, where they go to great lengths to like avoid
To not say God.
referencing existing like theistic religions, or it's like
By the 9.
Yes.
like
Don't use the word Genesis.
That's
Cauldron save
God
me.
plural. Yeah.
I always
The
thought
gods.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought I was like, okay, the easiest, the laziest thing to do if you're a fantasy writer or whatever, you just say, "Thank the gods," or
Yes.
"Oh my gods," because there's a bunch of gods. But I was wrong. The laziest thing you can do is they're
Just make it
Christian.
Just have it be Jesus.
Just make it Christian. Give them a bunch of crosses and be like, "I'm a priest, a Christian."
Not
lazy
even like
thing.
old school, Old Testament Christian,
No,
but
like a
straight
modern
up New
Christian.
Testament Jesus.
Yes.
A lazy thing in fantasy literature would be thank the maker. Which maker? The maker.
You know that one.
We're not going to specify which one.
Yeah. We all know which maker we're talking
You
about.
figure it out.
Also,
Okay.
the name of the dragon in that movie is Vermithrax Pejorative.
Pejorative.
Yeah, that's the name
pejorative
of the
is part of his
dragon.
name?
Well, that's your pejorative.
It's a pretty cool looking dragon, but it
And
also
it's just
doesn't-
like, why
none
did
of it
Jesus
none of
even
this
die
matters.
if we have to deal with dragons?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Also, the hero in that
maybe that's
movie
why he
is the guy
died.
who played Janusz in Ghostbusters 2, which I didn't realize, and all I could think
Peter
of is him.
McNichol.
Yeah, Peter McNichol.
Nobody
I
knows
think of his
Ghostbusters 2
He's
character.
He's one of the main reasons to watch Ally McBeal.
Okay, let's. All right, enough, Chris.
You brought
was your
up Dragon Slayer.
Chris, stop tangenting.
Chris,
Oh,
stop
all
getting
right,
us off
Chris.
topic.
Chris, if you talk
Stop
about how you
tangenting
feel
off
one
my
more time, I'm
tangent.
going to bed, brother.
It's a good show to go to bed to.
That sounds like a double entendre, but I know that you literally mean lying in bed.
No, it's just pleasant. There's
Well-
no hidden meaning there.
While everyone jabbered on about the avalanche and while the teachers thanked their maker that no one was hurt by it, Kevin sat alone on one of the fallen boulders and stared with steely concentration at the mountain. It seemed robbed of its color today, remaining chalky white at sunset. The glasses, however, burned a silvery orange. I just want there to be like a guitar riff whenever we talk about the glasses.
I mean, we could have totally done that.
Ah, shit. The thoughts swimming in Kevin's mind could have been products of his overactive imagination or the result of a lack of sleep and digestible food. But Kevin had a growing sense that something more was at work here. After the events of
Oh
this
right,
afternoon.
wasn't the teacher like giving them all food poisoning?
Yes. He made
Oh,
like
cooking some
eggs
weird
and
shit.
chili or something like that. Something weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the teacher gave everyone the runs.
Ugh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't need to know about the boobs of the characters ever.
After
The
the
field
events
trip's
of...
not going well, is all you need to know.
Yeah. After the events of this afternoon, he was finding it harder and harder to believe that his glasses had been left behind on the mountain by some ultra-cool hiker who wanted to stake a claim. What would you say, Josh, if I told you that these glasses were magic? Kevin whispered as he and Josh waited in the long dinner line. All right, he figured it out.
I thought it would take longer.
Me too. I would say that you've been reading too many comic books. The line crept slowly toward Mr. Kirkpatrick, who was dishing up some slop everyone was calling hamburger helpless.
Oh.
Ha, ha,
Ha 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 ha.
Clever children. Oh, we're reading both pages, right?
Yes.
What if I told you I could prove it? Asked Kevin. Then I would say the avalanche knocked some of your screws loose. Kevin knew that Josh was the kind of kid who wouldn't believe anything until he saw it. So Kevin grabbed his arm and pulled him out of line. Hey, what's the idea? Yelled Josh. I haven't eaten all day. I'm starved. Follow me. It'll only take a second. Kevin led Josh off into the woods until the sounds from the campsite were far away and he was sure no one could hear them. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Excellent.
said Kevin. Here's your proof. 1, I told Bertram to jump in the lake and he did. Big deal. 2, I told him to do it again and he did it again. Big deal. 3, the avalanche. I said there was an avalanche and then pow, there was one. Josh leaned against a tree and a look of worry began to creep onto his face. What you're saying is Looney Tunes, you know that? Kevin took off the glasses and looked at them.
You know how kids talked.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, shit yourself.
Yeah.
I know.
You could prove this so easily.
Is that proof
You'd be
enough?
like, a squirrel throws a nut into your face.
I would just
Get
like,
a boner.
I feel like I would just say to people, I would just like find someone I don't like and just say, you vomit.
Yes, that would be amazing.
And then they would just throw up all over
I
themselves.
wish I could make people vomit on command.
Oh,
Me too.
that-
We've talked about this before.
That'd be my
I know,
greatest
he said
joy.
he wished you could vomit on command.
Oh, that's true. I have said that I wish that I could just like vomit like as like to get out of conversation.
I'd rather make the other person vomit, because
I
that
mean,
would
you
also
could,
get me out of the
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah,
Just
you
hang-
could
just
say,
hang out
well,
at-
I'm gonna leave you to that.
Yeah.
Just
I'll
hang
go
out
get you a
and
glass
drink
of
with
water
me.
and never come back.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Brian?
I said John can just come to New York and drink with me for 3 hours before he knows he needs to get out of a conversation.
Oh yeah. If there's any surefire way to make me throw up, it's hanging out with Brian.
I know it's a compliment.
Sure.
Kevin took off the glasses and looked at them. Now they had faded to the rich purple of the western sky. They tingle, Josh. What? The glasses. They
Eyeballs.
tingle.
Glasses, they tingle. Sorry.
First, when I told Bertram to jump, and then when I said avalanche, they tingled, and it sort of felt good.
Oh shit.
Josh reached out his hand. Let me see. No! Kevin pushed Josh's hand away. Josh frowned but didn't reach for them again. What do you want me to do then? Asked Josh. Kevin's voice was a whisper. Ask me to wish for something. You're nuts. Ask me. You're certifiable. Why? Just fucking wish your own self.
Yeah.
Why blame Josh?
Yeah, why make him do your dirty work?
What are you afraid of? It was a good question, and rather than admit he was afraid, Josh gave Kevin a wish. An ice cream cone, said Josh. What flavor? Unmerciful chocolate destruction. A double scoop. Oh, it's the name of the chapter. Cake cone or sugar cone? Just get it over with. Kevin planted his feet firmly on the ground and stuck out his hand, concentrating with the full force of his mind. Okay, said Kevin. Give me one double dip of unmerciful chocolate destruction on a sugar cone to go. The glasses went dark, and at first Kevin could see nothing. Then a spot of light appeared before him,
cake
which
cone?
exploded in, I guess, sugar cone?
Wait.
But
yeah.
sugar cone or cake
What?
cone?
Waffle? It has to be waffle. There's
It's
no
a
other
waffle.
cone.
A sugar
Waffle's not
cone
a
is a
cake.
waffle.
No, a sugar cone's the like styrofoamy
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what's
they're
a cake cone?
The fuck is a cake
A
cone?
cake cone
It
is
has
a
to be
waffle
waffle.
cone. It's this. No, wait.
That's wild.
Yeah, you're right. They got them wrong.
Is this like is this author Canadian? Remember when we were
Yeah.
reading outside?
They're from
I
Ohio.
assume they're all Canadian.
Boxes and cartons.
Cartons. Yeah.
Yeah, cake and sugar are the same cone.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Well, I've never
The-
heard of cake cone at all.
A cake cone is just another word for sugar cone.
No.
Well then,
Like
they're idiots.
pop and soda. Clearly, it's soda.
Weird.
The glasses went dark, and at first Kevin could see nothing. Then a spot of light appeared before him, which exploded in waves of brilliant color. He could feel the warmth and tingle of the frames as they ever so slightly surged with energy, as if they were pulling it right out of Kevin's head. Kevin, said Josh, his voice trembling, Your eyes, I think they're glowing. In his mind, Kevin imagined the cone dripping with ice cream, and then, when the colors faded from before his eyes, he realized that the picture he had in his mind had entered the real world.
You can wish for anything, and you're not wishing for ice cream that doesn't drip.
Right.
You're like, I want it to be messy.
I want it drippy.
I choose it
I'm
this way.
I'm a kid. It's got to be
part of the
drippy.
experience.
You gotta test it out first.
Unmerciful chocolate.
Can you wish for a napkin? I would like to know a lot more about Ralphie's father.
Yep.
Also, there were 5 highlights on that portion.
I love seeing that.
Yeah.
Like, what were you
People
guys
were really
thinking?
interested in that passage.
Remember when
Again.
Ralphie Sherman thought his dad was a werewolf and then he woke up in a doghouse and then we all just realized it's a fetish?
This book's great.
Yes.
Weird. Is Josh the nerdy one, Jonathan? Is that the like? Meh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just read it and feel it and
Feel
decide
smart.
your own voice.
Kevin looked at his hand, which still had some melted chocolate ice cream on it. He licked it. It was unmercifully real. What are we gonna do? Asked Josh. What are we gonna do? And then something struck him. Hey, asked Josh, where's my ice cream cone?
Sometime
For him to
later.
just wipe his hand on Josh's face.
Smear
Yes.
there.
Star wipe.
Here, eat it off my hand.
With hamburger helpless on the menu, it quickly became obvious what they were going to do. If reality was flexible enough to allow an ice cream cone to be born out of thin air, then it was flexible enough for quite a variety of things. Within 10 minutes, the little clearing was filled with food. Burgers from every imaginable fast food chain lay all over the ground, one bite taken from each. The birds were feasting on French fries. I'm going to need you to pronounce that word for me.
No, I won't. Don't do it. I want to know what you think.
You can't do this to me on camera.
I know it.
Follow your heart. Follow
Okay.
your heart.
The birds were feasting on French fries and beef whack of army ants was all but carrying away the discarded burgers. Did I get it?
Yeah.
It was
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
As if a French person was saying
Yeah,
it.
you put some
but
sauce
yeah.
on it, but you got it right. Yeah.
Beef whack.
Normal people just say bivouac.
It's bivouac.
I've heard.
Can I be honest with you guys? I'm pretty well read, and my English is pretty good, and I've never seen that fucking word.
Well,
before.
it's not an English word.
It's crazy for that word
I
to be
took
in a
French
kid's
for like
book.
8 years, though.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Why
blame
do
you
I know the
personally.
word bivouac?
It's
What?
oh god, I swear to God, isn't it in Castle Panic? It's in a board game
Oh
Might
yeah.
be in
or
Castle
Small
Panic.
World. I think it might be Small World. There's some
Oh,
board game that
yeah.
we play, and there's like an ability where you can bivouac, and I'm like, yes, I'm smart.
Yes, I will do that thing
Aha.
that you said.
Hmm.
Bivouac.
So this is a
Bivouac.
Canadian writer then, for sure, if they're using
Bivouac.
for.
Gotta be.
So okay, Canadians, man, they don't know their
I
ice
wouldn't be
cream.
surprised. Yeah.
And of course, the feast
A bunch of ants.
was topped off by a whole gallon barrel of UCD ice cream. Do they know how much a gallon is?
I don't like. It's like
So
a tabletop keg.
it's just like a little mini. It's like a
It's like
whiskey
a-
cake full of ice cream.
It was
A little
one
wooden barrel.
gallon truck filled with ice cream.
a Canadian gallon is actually like one of our
A barrel.
regular sized giant barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Canadian cow.
I think we're about to find out what happens when a bunch of kids eat too much ice cream.
Ew.
Oh no.
Cool.
I'm reading ahead and I don't like
They
it.
kept shoveling in the ice cream until it could no longer go down and just sort of squirted out of the sides of their mouths when they tried to
Disgusting.
swallow.
Okay,
Ooh.
that's not.
Ooh.
That's not.
Then they rested. 2 beached whales barely able to move.
Oh.
The glasses, which had gotten a bit warm when Kevin wished up their gluttonous feast, had cooled off. Now, in the moonlit sky, their tint seemed to have disappeared, leaving the lenses completely clear. This is just the beginning. Kevin took off his glasses and polished them against his shirt. There's no limit to the things we can wish up. Yeah,
know
said
that.
Josh. But what if it's not all free? Like how? What if the glasses are like some, I don't know, like some intergalactic charge card or something? And what if someone comes to collect the bill?
Damn, Josh.
They don't work like that, said Kevin.
I remember Josh's parents are lawyers, so that makes sense for him to be worried about that.
Consequences.
Yes.
Why can't you just say
Nothing in
like?
this world is free.
Yeah.
Why can't you just say like? I wish we don't have tummy aches,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
and then just
Or-
keep eating ice cream.
And their stomachs disappear, and there's like,
you wish for immaterial.
Because then they would instantly poop all the ice cream out like uncontrollably.
There's your end. There's your monkey's claw.
Monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one bite of ice cream pooped. Like almost immediately.
Oh,
just
still
as
cold?
soon as it enters, it's out.
There are times in my life where I
Yeah,
would
still cold.
take that deal.
God.
Like
Just
the glasses are like, we're just gonna
It's all my favorite
streamline this
food.
process.
You're now just a chute. There's nothing. There's no organs. You're just a tube.
Yeah.
I would
it
do.
wasn't
goes-
soft
I
serve
would
going
do.
in, but it sure is coming out.
I would do milkshakes on the toilet like at least 3 times.
Milkshakes on the toilet
You
was
just
my
like
ska band in college.
human centipede it.
God.
You would send to you.
How do you know? Because I do. When you wear the glasses, you just know things about them. Like what? Kevin cradled the glasses in his hands, running his fingers tenderly across the black and gold rim, like they were meant to be used. Oh God. Like they're supposed to make everything a whole lot better, that they're more valuable than anything in the world. Josh reached out and gently took the glasses from Kevin, staring at them as if he held the world's most precious diamond in his hands. He seemed almost afraid to be touching them. Would I feel all that if I wore them? Asked Josh. Probably, said Kevin, grabbing the glasses back and slipping them on. But you don't need to wear them as long as you've got me. I'll give you whatever you want.
I'll take care of you, baby.
I don't know if I'm making it sexual or
What do you need, Josh? Women,
Just tell Daddy what
cars.
you want.
diapers, women,
Furs.
milkshakes.
Cocaine. You ever want to try cocaine, Josh?
Speaking of an avalanche, Josh seemed relieved as if he really didn't want to test them himself anyway. Kevin burped. Anybody got one in the chamber?
Brian always does.
Then
Oh, wow. You got there
Thank
first.
you, thank you. Then giggled as a thought occurred to him. I guess I'm the master of the universe. Put a leash on it, said Josh.
what?
Put a leash on
As
Put a
it.
the
leash
saying
on it.
goes.
You
No,
know how
wait.
kids talk.
Put a leash on it and take it for a
Wait.
walk.
Josh is very like newsboy from like the
Yes.
1890s.
I don't think that's the phrase. Is put a leash on it.
Put a lid
Put a
on
lid
it.
on
Put a
it.
lid on it.
Yeah.
So like I think so. Joanna used to have this boss, and she would ruin like colloquialisms and
Like
phrases.
Myth from Back to the Future.
So she would always. The one thing she said that Joe came home and told me that I still tell this story to like everyone I ever meet is like she was in a meeting one day and they were like talking about how to do something and she was like, well, there is more than one way to slice a cat. And
Yeah,
Oh, God.
that one's hard to forget.
I think she might have written this book, is what I'm saying.
Vertically, horizontally, diagonally.
Are we really? It's
You can
just-
take the skin off even.
And I guess even it's not even worse than the real one. It's just that
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're just desensitized to the real one.
It's not worse than the real one, but it kind of is a little bit.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
a little
actually
bit.
at work, I kind of do a version of that because the normal turn of phrase is there's more than one way to skin a cat. What I say at work frequently is there's only so many ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
I've done all of them.
I am the
And
cat.
here are my top 5.
As we all know, there's more than one
we're
way
out
to
of options
vivisect
here.
a cat.
You tried them all, you failed. Let's just give up and find another path.
Yeah.
No way.
You were at Put a Leash on It?
I believe we were at
No way. Kevin's imagination had been strapped to a post long enough. Kevin's imagination had been strapped to a post long enough. He stood up, hungry for something more than fast food, and climbed on a high boulder, reaching a hand up to the heavens. Josh laughed. What you gonna do? Part the Red Sea?
That's
Something
funny.
like that. Josh stopped laughing and watched as Kevin stared through his glasses at the infinite depths of the star-filled sky. Clouds, he whispered to the night. The frames.
I like how now I can just glean what he means from one word.
The frame of the glasses began to get warm. The lenses went dark and then silver. Directly above them, a gray spot appeared, like a hole in the sky, and clouds began to unfold, growing high above their heads. Dense gray clouds, but the glasses reflected them in rich, swirling hues.
Pretty intense, said Josh. Now stop it! The clouds spread out and blackened. Now the entire mountain was covered by gray clouds turning black. A billow shrouded the moon. A billow? A billow shrouded the moon.
I don't think a billow is a thing.
No, it's a verb, right?
Yeah, I don't think you can use that as a noun. You can't. A billow doesn't do anything.
Creative.
A cloud
okay?
billows.
A billow of clouds.
A billow of...
Who wrote
That's what
this?
you call a group of clouds, is a billow.
Billow, yeah.
Neal Shusterman. It's
Uh,
his fault.
Neal, good job, Neal. A billow shrouded the moon, and the forest became as dark as moon shadow.
What?
Moon shadow.
Moon shadow.
By Cat
Fuck
Stevens?
is Moonshadow?
I'm sorry, by
That
Yusuf
sounds like
Islam?
Van Morrison, actually.
That would be a good name for a cat, just a regular
I was
cat.
gonna-
Shadow.
Yeah.
Or Cat
Totally shadow
Stevens?
down.
Or your cat name per the McElroy brothers.
Moon shadow, stop it.
How's Moonshadow a better name for a
Ramble
cat
Pelt.
than Cat Stevens?
Ramblebelt save Moon shadow.
Kevin held both hands up to the sky. Wind, he said, and the mountain breathed, sending a wind that rasped across the treetops, then swooped down, picking up leaves and pine needles, dragging them away. Josh labored against his full stomach to stand up. Oh, fuck! Are you deaf? I said that's enough! Faster! Kevin said. The wind began to groan and the trees to the trees. The wind began to groan and the trees to bend to its voice.
Wow, that's poetry.
Yep,
See the guy from the Tempest now?
Yes.
This makes me feel like I'm stroking out when I try to read along.
Yeah. It's not easy.
That's normal.
Back at the campsite, everyone must have been watching the dark thread of the sky. Kevin could imagine tents blowing away with the wind. His wind.
An intense wind.
You see, said Kevin, all I have to do is say it and it happens, even if I just whisper it. This is the voice that I'm doing for him when he's being crazy.
Gandalf.
He's being
He goes
evil.
Gandalf.
Yeah. Far above, the clouds began to flash and rumble. Kevin, you're scaring me, yelled Josh. Stop it! I'm not finished! It was Christmas rolled up with the 4th of July. The clouds began to swirl and change, their electricity moaning to be released.
Wow.
They need to establish a safe word, is what Josh needs.
Pineapple! Now the smile
With
was...
destruction.
Now the smile was gone from Kevin's face, and although the glasses had gone as dark could be, Kevin could see through them with an impossible clarity. He could see all the clouds inside and out, swirling with color. The eyeglass frame was heating up around his ears and across his eyebrows. It glowed a dull red. "Now the fireworks!" He threw up his hand like the very small conductor of a very large orchestra.
I love that.
I love how fast he went evil.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh,
immediately he was just
Immediate.
like,
Well, yeah.
I will bring the heavens down!
It's like, yeah, let's eat ice cream and burgers, and now I'm gonna kill us both.
Yeah, and now he's Sauron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I want dogs.
He immediately went to like dude from Fantasia, like, oh
Yeah.
that's what I'm picturing.
Oh my God,
That's
exactly.
what I'm picturing.
Lightning, he said. Kevin, no! Lightning exploded all around them. Again, Kevin threw up his hands and pulled down the lightning, much more violently than before. Oh, Kevin.
Now it was time for the grand finale. He pointed his finger at a tree directly in front of him. "There," he said, and as he did, a fat, sizzling bolt shot down from the sky, hit the tree dead center, and split it in two with a deafening roar. The color swirling before his eyes settled down as the glasses awaited their next command. But Kevin had had enough for now. He let the colors fade.
His thirst had been sated.
He let the colors fade, and the glasses washed clear once more. He took off the glasses and admired his masterpiece, raging in the clouds all around them. "So how did you like that?" Kevin asked. He turned to see Josh crumpled in a ball, shaking with his hands over his head as if it were the end of the world. "Make it go away," he wailed as the storm continued to build. "Please make it stop." Don't be so gutless." What? Kevin pushed the glasses farther up on his nose and reached up his hands. "No more lightning," he said. A moment later, lightning struck again.
Uh-oh.
Here we
"I
go.
said make it stop," yelled Josh. "I'm trying." Kevin threw up his hands and called out in his most powerful voice, "No more storm!" He's not very powerful, he's a child.
Yeah.
But neither the glasses nor the sky seemed to listen. The wind blew, the lightning crashed, and the clouds kept bubbling slowly outward. "What's wrong?" I don't know, it's not working anymore." Small drops of rain began to fall on them, and then the clouds ruptured like a water balloon, letting loose a downpour, the likes of which the mountain had never seen.
Whoa.
No, not even the mountain.
The mountain was like, dang.
Yeah, the mountain.
Was like Jesus. "Let's get out of here," Josh yelled over the roar of thunder. They ran from the clearing just a moment before it was blasted by lightning. Sometime later, the camping trip was ruined, obviously. When the lightning started, everyone raced for the vans. Kevin and Josh were the last to arrive. For a half hour, everyone huddled in the vans, filled with a weird sort of excitement, as they wondered whether or not they were all going to die in a flash flood.
Jeez.
I'm so excited that we might fucking die right now.
Yeah.
Weird.
I always
weird.
wanted to die on a field trip.
Yeah. I always wanted to die in a van.
Also, the next sentence is just amazing. The kids who had done the rain dance earlier that day proudly claimed responsibility.
I forgot they were doing a rain
They
dance.
were doing
Maybe
a
it
rain
was
dance.
them all along and not the glasses.
I like to think 1994, their rain dance was just like the Hammer Shuffle.
I looked it up as 92, by the way. Not like that makes a
Oh,
difference.
92.
Just for accuracy.
Okay. It's still probably the Hammer Shuffle.
Probably.
After an hour, it became clear that waiting out the storm was more dangerous than driving through it, and so the teachers ventured out to collect what was left of the tents. The rain was still coming down in sheets when the vans crawled out of the campsite. Kevin leaned his head against the cold window and wiped the fog off the glass. As they put more distance between them and the divine watch, the thunder began to chase the lightning, falling farther and farther behind with each flash, almost as if light travels faster than sound. You know, like how thunder and lightning fucking work. Kevin had to smile.
I've
to
seen
think-
Poltergeist.
To think that this was all his doing.
He's still evil.
Yeah.
Stupid. Creepy kid.
There's nothing funny about it, said Josh. And that's all he had to say. On Josh's video game, fighter jets bombed Godzilla. By his score, Kevin
What
could
game
tell
is that?
Josh
It's a Godzilla game.
it's one I want
Rampage.
to play.
Rampage.
By his score,
Is that a
Kevin
game?
could tell
Yeah.
Josh really wasn't concentrating. Only 15 minutes after the bus had left the Divine Watch, they finally passed out of the storm, and the normal, comfortable chaos filled the van. Kevin was not a part of it. He felt far away, as numb as the chilling rain, as smooth as the surface of his glasses. I know why I couldn't stop the storm, Kevin told Josh when they were well away from the Divine Watch. Why? I don't think the glasses can reverse what I've asked them to do. They can't uncreate anything they've created. So is it gonna rain there forever? Kevin shrugged. I guess. You guess?
Wait a minute.
Said
That's
Josh.
fucked up.
Does this mean they have ice cream in their bodies forever?
Oh god. It's just eternal ice cream.
Non-digestible.
Yeah.
You guess? Said Josh. You turn a mountain into a rainforest and all you can say is, I guess? Kevin didn't know what else to say to Josh, so instead, he pushed the glasses up snugly on his face and reached out his hand. Hey, Josh.
Shut the fuck up. Alright, that's not actually the line.
Should have been.
Can you stop looking at me like that? Jesus.
Oh my God.
Josh turned to Kevin, and Kevin touched the piece of gauze on Josh's cheek that covered the cut he got when they fell from the mountain. Whew. Heal, whispered Kevin. He imagined the cut on Josh's face gone and then slowly peeled off the bandage. There was no sign Josh had ever been cut at all. See, Josh? The glasses can do good things too. It just depends on how you want to use them. Josh still didn't say anything. So are we still friends? Asked Kevin.
That sounds like a threat.
Josh
You would be
looked at
ashamed if something bad happened to you.
I can
Be ashamed.
undo the good I've
I
done.
hope I don't
Yeah.
wish all your bones to be broken.
I hope I don't wish that your eyeballs fall out.
He looked at him and said one
Fucked up
word.
shit with these glasses.
He looked at him and said one word. Uncontrollable diarrhea and vomiting at the same time.
That's one word?
It's hyphenated.
I was doing it in the voice of the author of this book, Bekah.
He loves it.
Josh looked at Kevin and thought for a moment. He reached out, took the glasses off Kevin's face, and put them in Kevin's jacket pocket, zipping the pocket completely closed.
Good.
Of course, we're still friends, he said. Kevin felt the glasses bulging in his jacket.
God.
And for a moment, he wanted to feel their weight on the bridge of his nose again.
Damn.
His head was beginning to ache just a bit, and he figured they should stay in his pocket for a while. Behind them, the storm faded on the horizon until it was out of sight and out of mind. Sorry.
Are you okay?
Are you just laughing about him being horny for these glasses?
No, I'm just laughing because I wanted to start singing the song like right after that sentence because I'm sure that's really. Anyway, two girls in the
What
front were
song?
glancing at Kevin
song?
and laughing about the way his face had gotten sunburned everywhere except around his eyes. But it was all right. It didn't matter what anyone said or did to him now because now Kevin was finally in control.
Jesus Christ.
But the
What's
glasses
I feel like
were
we've
giving him a
entered-
tumor.
I feel like we've entered into a bit of a Lord of the Rings vibe here now too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Josh,
this?
should we change Josh's voice to like Samwise Gamgee?
Oh yeah.
Kevin is turning
I can
into
carry it for you, Kevin. I
Yeah.
can carry it for you, Kevin.
because
Kevin's
it's all
just like when Bilbo gets real creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 It's mine.
My old ring.
It's my see. I still didn't even remember.
I
Oh.
know. I thought, yeah. I
You
was like,
wanted
come on,
this.
Jonathan.
Oh,
Read the
Jesus, it's-
fucking book.
Not my turn.
I need the glasses, and I look at you, and then I say, "Read,
Oh my God.
read."
Chapter 6. Ah!
Now she has to finish the book.
And
Oh
now
no, yeah.
I can never stop reading this book. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
This is my eternal hell.
Oh, boy.
Chapter 6, Better Homes and Headaches.
Nah.
Get it? It's in the. It was the usual Monday
it's an
morning.
HGTV show.
It was the usual Monday morning madhouse. Downstairs, the TV blared. The dog was barking nonstop. In the master bedroom, the electric razor buzzed as Patrick Midas, Kevin's father, made. I'm sorry, it just is the most made up ass
There's
fucking.
just no reason why Midas actually has to be their name.
Right?
It's so
not-
dumb.
Hi, my name is Patrick.
It's
Patrick Midas.
it's a theme, guys. It's a theme.
You know, that story that had a good ending.
I'm Greek originally, I think. Is
Yeah.
that what it was? Greek?
I don't know. I was thinking Greek, but there's
Kevin's
certainly
father-
not Kevin's and Patrick.
Crazily, they didn't change
Kevin-
that at Ellis
I
Island.
don't think it was Irish.
Kevin's father made his magical transition from stubble bearded bum into clean shaven businessman. In the hall bathroom, Terry Midas, Kevin's 14-year-old sister, blasted a radio while blasting her wet head with hot air.
Is
That's how you
that
say
works?
it. That's how you say it.
This
That's a
is
normal
written-
way to say
It's a
that.
little too descriptive.
we don't.
This
we
is
didn't-
written by a creep.
This 14-year-old girl was blasting her wet
All
head.
right, don't.
It's
Hot
either
air.
sexual and or like written by an alien who's like never seen a blow dryer before, or like
I also think that any name you put in front of Midas is funny. Any single
yeah,
name.
yeah. Steve Midas, Terry Midas.
Midas,
them to-
Midas.
I want there to be like 10 more
Yeah.
Midases.
Yeah.
Just the whole Midas clan.
Yeah.
This is my cousin, Jack Midas.
And as if all this noise wasn't enough, Monday was trash day. Kevin cringed in bed as a metal garbage can rang out like a broken bell. No doubt trash collectors' pay was based on how much noise they could make. Avalanches, said Donna Midas.
They hadn't invented plastic trash cans yet in the 90s.
Yeah.
I remember having the metal ones that were always rusted.
Avalanches and rainstorms. She violently shook a thermometer and crammed it into Kevin's mouth.
What?
Avalanches, rainstorms, and camping trips. You're going to kill me one of these days, Kevin. You know that? Kevin knew he didn't have a fever, but he did have a splitting headache and no intention of going to school today. I warned you not to overexert yourself, she said. But does Kevin... But does Kevin...
Yes, go ahead. Say his full name.
But does Kevin Brian Midas listen to anyone but himself? No. And don't you dare talk.
All right, so the mom's Audrey Hepburn.
Oh my god.
Audrey Hepburn?
Yeah,
It may have gone a little,
Kevin Brian Midas.
transatlantic at the end there.
Is that what Audrey Hepburn sounds like?
Yeah, like an
I
old
thought she just
car
had like a
engine
lady
starting.
voice. I thought she was like, "Oh, I'm Audrey Hepburn." Oh. Isn't that what she sounds?
Yeah.
Well, she does like the
Not to quote the
transatlantic
internet, but
voice,
she's
right?
very demure.
Oh, and you're
She's
so
transatlantic.
topical.
But transatlantic. I can do transatlantic.
That's like, are you thinking of Katharine Hepburn?
Katharine Hepburn. That's what you're thinking of.
That's
Yeah. Other Hepburn.
yeah.
Wait, there's two Hepburns?
Oh my gosh.
Apparently.
Yeah.
There's so many Hepburns, man. Like,
It's
I
Katharine
can
Hepburn.
barely keep track.
Are they
of them.
related?
They're not related.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
And
Kevin
they're
Brian
kind of from
Hepburn.
different eras. Katharine Hepburn was earlier.
Yeah. The last thing I need from you is to bite. See, the problem with the transatlantic thing is that you have to go fast. And I can't read as fast as I'm talking in that accent. The last thing I need is for you to bite that thermometer and die of mercury poisoning. She glanced at her
Now
watch.
you're a South Park
Yeah,
Canadian.
now you're
which
South
I
Park Canadian,
actually-
which
But
is
isn't
bad.
that transatlantic?
No, not even close.
I mean, there. Now that you just
They sound
slid
like-
from one to the other, there is
It
overlap.
is with a totally different tone of voice. Yeah, if you
I like it either way.
Yeah,
Like
I
keep
say
doing
stick,
what you're doing.
stick with the South Park Canadian.
Okay. She glanced at her watch. Late again, she muttered. As she hurried out of the room. The second she was gone, Kevin ran over to his desk, grabbed his glasses out of the top drawer, and put them on. This is his sister. Great shades. I can't think of a voice to do.
We don't know her
Valley Girl.
personality
Let's
yet.
go Valley Girl.
Let's just see what she's like.
Great shades, said
There you
Terry as she passed by with a toothbrush in her mouth. Wait,
Ew.
I should be like, great shades.
God.
And then she popped the toothbrush out because I don't want to do that again. Where'd you steal them? I didn't steal them. I found them, said Kevin around his thermometer. They both have food in their mouth.
You gotta put your finger back in your mouth for that.
I didn't steal them. I found them.
No.
Terry frothed at the mouth. I'll tell you what. If you let me borrow them for a couple of days, I'll convince Mom that you're sick enough to stay home. No deal. Terry shrugged and sauntered off. Sit yourself! Kevin heard her spit in the bathroom sink. We needed to know that.
I hate it.
Terry, by being the smallest yet toughest field hockey goalie Ridgeline Middle School had ever seen, had developed a callous self-confidence, and she often used it to make Kevin feel uncomfortable.
We might have given her the wrong voice.
No, I don't get it.
Yeah, maybe.
Stereotype.
I think you might be right. She would glance at him with a smirk, and the mere glance would make Kevin wonder if he had two different socks on or if his fly were open. She would say things like, "Suit yourself!" and saunter off, as if she knew something Kevin didn't, causing Kevin to give in. Right now,
Jesus, Kevin, get a grip.
she's really like the mind games.
How old is Kevin? I don't remember.
Suit yourself. How can I recover from this?
Yeah, they haven't said. Kevin and saunter off as if she knew something Kevin didn't, causing Kevin to give in. Right now, she was probably counting the seconds until Kevin returned to the bargaining table. This time, no deal meant no deal. With the glasses on, Kevin's headache was already subsiding, so he dressed quickly and went downstairs to make himself some breakfast. The TV in the living room blared the news, and the family dog, as was its peculiar custom, barked at the people on screen as if they were strangers invading its home. Dogs are famously stupid. Kevin took a detour through the living room because the news report was about the storm around the Divine Watch.
Oh God, I don't want to read that at all. I don't want
I
to
have
read
to
that.
bark.
Wait,
You
wait.
have to bark.
You read it. I'm not barking.
Okay.
Do the barks.
I'll do the barks.
Chris will do the barks.
Okay, all right.
Chris is really great at barking.
Although the dog made it difficult to hear, Kevin did pick up some of it. The storm. Jesus. Several power outages. Flash floods throughout the entire. He's really late. This dog
There's
needs
a bit
to
of a
catch up.
delay.
And this is slowly spreading outward.
Sounded like you said rut-row.
That one was a bark growl bark.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Will somebody muzzle the muffler? Yelled Terry from upstairs. Shut
My
up,
neighbors
Muffy.
are probably so mad at me.
Like, why
Shut
would
up,
you shut
Muffy?
that dog up?
Like, I didn't think he had a dog.
I guess the
Why
dog's
did-
name is Muffler. Or Muffy.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know which one it actually is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kevin said to the beagle. They are loud.
Oh
The
no.
glasses flash.
Beagles scream. They don't bark.
They're called hound dogs for a reason.
Yeah.
If I'd
our
known
neighbor
it was a
growing up
beagle
had-
beforehand, I would have made a different noise.
What do they
That's
sound
okay.
like?
I don't know. That,
Scream.
that one just sounded
Okay.
sad. It was just like, ooh, like
Oh.
sad cries. But they left him outside all the time.
Yeah.
So I didn't blame him. The glasses flashed and Muffy continued barking, but no sound came out. Oh, fuck.
God.
You-
Uh-oh.
Oh, poor beagle. There you are, said Mrs. Midas. It's even dumber with Mrs. in front of it. It's worse. Plucking the thermometer out of Kevin's mouth. 98.6, she reported. Perfectly normal. Send him to school. He's not sick, said Terry, throwing Kevin a sideways glance as she came downstairs. I forgot to put a period on the end of that sentence.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Kevin pushed the glasses up on the bridge of his nose. It says 101. Mrs. Midas glanced at the thermometer again. That's strange. It does say 101. I must have misread it.
That's it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Kevin gave Terry a smirk. Score 1 for you, said Terry, genuinely surprised. I hope you feel better, Kev. As Mrs. Midas shoved the thermometer back in Kevin's mouth to see if it would climb any higher, Mr. Midas flew down the stairs. He headed straight for the fridge where he grabbed a box of chocolate donuts, his usual breakfast. By the box, though?
Yeah, a box of them?
I have a fridge full of boxes of donuts.
Yeah.
I like them cold.
I mean, the only donuts you'd ever put in the fridge are like those chocolate Entenmann's donuts.
Yeah, that's true.
Donuts.
Oh, did you hear that the founder of Famous Amos died?
Oh, no.
I did see that. Yeah.
Darn.
I did like those cookies.
Yeah, the chocolate chip ones in the vending machine are decent.
Yeah.
Uh,
Pour one out for.
And I'm sure we all buy them and go, huh, famous anus. Maybe just me. I don't know.
Yeah, we
Mango,
don't
famous anus.
I'll do that.
The fastest you've ever discovered that you're the only one that did that.
Or I knew all along.
Having already gone on his morning run, he had bought himself the right to all the poor eating habits the day offered. That's how it worked.
Yep.
Your son's got a fever, said Kevin's mom, who always referred to Kevin as your son when it was something bad and my son when it was something good. I'll alert the
Healthy.
media, said Mr. Midas, 'cause he doesn't give a
Such a
shit
dad
about
joke.
that kid.
They hate each
Wait, that
other.
was a
They
mouthful of
fucking-
donut.
They hate that kid,
Yeah.
he said with a mouthful of donut.
Mm-hmm.
He, 5 highlighters highlighted the following sentence.
Okay.
I haven't read yet, so let's see. I
Awesome.
just like knowing that people were really into it. He
Oh
felt
no!
Kevin's
Oh
head,
no!
pulled the
Oh.
thermometer out of his mouth, examined it, and asked his wife why on earth she was using a rectal thermometer.
Famous anus, baby.
Famous anus.
Brian
anus.
fucking
Famous
called
anus.
it.
What a great
Why?
dad joke.
Dear gods.
Why
So
was that highlighted? People were like, I have to fucking remember this.
Like, this is
Because
a good
it's-
one.
Because
'Cause
it's
they
a
wanted
great
to read
dad
it on their
joke.
Gotta remember
podcast.
that for later.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
What if Kevin, like... What if he just accidentally gets mad and he's just like, oh, I wish you were dead.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 100%
Yeah.
gonna happen, dude. Don't spoil
That's
it.
why. So Huey was the one that recommended this.
Yeah.
And we were like losing our shit the first time we read. Like, this is so crazy and weird.
Yeah.
And he was like, you have no
You don't-
idea
yeah.
how crazy and weird this gets.
Oh my god.
believe-
So
the-
I definitely think there are going to be fatalities.
I
The
believe the word
phrase
he used
you
was
don't even
existential.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say?
So I believe the word he used was existential, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
All right, so sometime later, as usual, Josh had waited patiently for Kevin to show up at his door, but he finally gave up and came by to see what was keeping him. Even before he arrived, Josh had a sneaking suspicion that school was not on Kevin's list of the day's activities. Kevin was wearing the glasses when he opened the door, and Josh could tell by the relative quiet that everyone else had gone. I guess you didn't tell anyone about the glasses? Are you kidding me? Answered Kevin. Why ruin a perfect day? Excuse me. As he passed the living room, Josh noticed Muffy silently opening and closing her gap at the TV screen. What's wrong with the muffler? Asked Josh. I told her to shut up, said Kevin. Good dog, commented Josh. Come on, hurry up. We're already late. No school, said Kevin. I'm staying home to conduct a science experiment today. As he goes further into the glasses, I'm just going to lean more and more into a really dumb voice.
Mm-hmm.
He hurried off into the kitchen. The kitchen table was covered with the Sunday paper, dissected and examined for every single advertisement that seemed the slightest bit interesting, from grand openings of electronic stores to beef sales at the supermarket. Kevin had already begun circling the more promising ones with a red pen. I have no idea where this is going.
Yeah, I don't either. Beef sales.
What sort of experiment? As if Josh really needed to ask.
Bekah got up to get a drink and doesn't have her headphones on, so all she heard was me silently and then say, beef sales. So she's confused.
Sit down, said Kevin, and start picking things you want. Josh didn't sit down just yet, but he did begin to examine the ads cautiously. There was a picture of a stereo system that must have stood a foot taller than he was, back when stereo systems were quite large. It was the sort of system Josh dreamed about. You know, said Josh, it's still raining. I don't see any rain. You know what I mean, Kevin shrugged it off. So, it's only a storm. How long can it last? Josh examined the sleek digital stereo system that advertised sound reproduction. Of such superior quality that it actually reproduced sounds out of the range of human hearing.
So useful.
Man, I hope that's
So
important.
useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This stereo's so good you can't even fucking hear it.
It's for dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm listening to dog jazz.
Have you ever wanted to get kids off your lawn
It's the best kind of jazz.
with the frequency only young people can hear? This is the stereo for you.
I've got to get to school, said Josh, although he didn't put down the ad. Come on. Kevin took a damp paper towel and gently cleaned his precious lenses. Let's treat ourselves to something. Okay, said Josh, one thing. Right. One for you and one for me. Okay, said Kevin. Two things. Right, said Josh. What are you getting? Kevin pointed to the ad in Josh's hand. That stereo right there. Great, I want that too. But that's just two of the same thing, said Kevin. It's like one thing, and we have agreed we'd get two things. Okay, one more thing then.
Oh my god.
This
Fine,
is
Kevin.
this feels like very accurate, like two little boys talking to each other dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And insufferable.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
just like to the point where I'm like, okay.
One for you and one for me, added Josh. And that's all. Right. Just these four things, and that's all. Okay. Within 5 minutes, the experiment was raging out of control, and neither of them got to school that day. The only limits to what could be dreamt up were the clarity of Kevin's thoughts and the speed at which he could speak them into existence.
That was
First
a pretty
in the-
good sentence. People should
That
highlight
was.
that sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Rectal thermometer.
First came the stereo systems, a half dozen of them, because with further browsing, they weren't quite sure which they wanted. The ones with multi-megawatt speakers so small they could fit in the palm of your hand, or the ones so large they took up an entire wall. They kept ordering up televisions as they found bigger and better ones on each page.
Where do they have
Where are they
space
putting
for
all
this
this shit?
Yeah, yeah.
Just come home with like 5 big screen TVs in 1992.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one will. No one. That won't raise any flags.
That's
Yeah.
so many cubic feet.
Yeah, they're so wide.
Yeah, and they're deep as they are wide.
Eventually they ran out of electronics and went on to furniture. Okay, so they just are a hoarder, turning the house into
Yeah.
like a hoarder
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Inflatable couches. Inflatable chairs.
Walking on Sunshine is playing in the background. Like they're on a shopping spree.
It's a montage. Furniture, clothing. When they ran out of
Yes,
advertisement,
what all little boys love.
Furniture.
furniture and
clothing.
clothes
You know what I could really use? A new armchair
and some socks.
for where I masturbate.
They,
The socks or the chair?
What?
The socks or the chair?
Both.
they began. I was trying to think of a JD Vance couch joke, but
Oh, man.
My head was there too.
yeah, and so that's
Topical.
You're welcome. They began scouring household magazines for pictures that would spark their imaginations. Hey, Kevin, look at this. Josh had dug up one of Mr. Midas's Playboys.
Oh, okay. This is
Which-
exactly what I was literally just thinking, like, why don't they just wish for porn?
Just be chicks.
That's
and
what
Oh,
I mean,
I
not
thought
even-
you meant like
No,
a
I
girl.
would be-
They're just like
Yeah,
weird
like
Like
science.
science it, yeah.
just
I'd be-
disembodied floating boobs.
I wish for a hooker.
I'd be walking through the mall and I'd be like, naked, 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 and on me.
Naked and
So-
on me.
The government would find out pretty quickly that Brian had these glasses.
Because they'll listen to this recording.
Well, no, it's just that, like, if Brian was in the world of these glasses in the early 90s, and he's just going to a mall and going naked, like, the government would find out. Like, why did all these people at a mall go naked? And they'd be like, "Oh, it's this little dickhead."
Hysteria at the Columbia Mall. Everywhere. GameStop filled with boobs.
I don't know. Sounds like a regular.
Did you hear about all the
Saturday
naked
at
women in
mall.
electronics
Brian.
boutique?
Yeah, and then the government would like disregard the glasses. They'd be like, "Well, clearly we need to dissect this child
Yeah, you'd get CIA to death.
because he's like an alien." And
Yeah.
We
I
went
just
to a
feel
weird
like
place
But you could just wish yourself out of custody, Chris.
and make them all naked.
If
And
you
make
have
them all
the
naked.
glasses
Just
on,
Make the
like-
government
The
naked.
SWAT team comes up and you're just like, dick out, and their dicks are out, and they're like, oh shit!
But if you're a kid that's smart enough to do that, what I'm saying is, like, children are
I
stupid.
think Brian's smart enough to do that.
I think so.
As a child, though?
Yeah. I mean, we were dumb in certain ways, but also I did get away with a lot of stuff. And if I had magic glasses, I just would have gotten away with worse stuff.
I want to hear about these Playboys.
Yes, please go on.
Okay, so they have a Playboy, which had always been kept hidden from Kevin. The very idea turned Kevin beet red, and he began to giggle. Tee, no. I don't want to see boobs. Maybe not. Maybe later. Yeah, maybe later. The magazine.
So Josh is the horny.
Kevin repressed much?
Right?
Scared of
Yeah.
your little sister? Don't want to look at boobs
Don't
in
wanna
a
look at
magazine?
boobs? You want to make a storm, but, like, don't look at boobs.
I think Kevin might be more into Josh than he is into Playboy.
Hey, let's
you know?
not make inferences.
I mean, the way they've been behaving with one. The magazine remained in the living room all day, but neither of them dared to go near it. By noon, Josh noticed that the temperature in the house had begun to drop, but he didn't say anything. He didn't think it meant much. Kevin, on the other hand, wouldn't have noticed if the sky were falling. His attention was elsewhere. Beneath it all, Kevin knew he had a headache again, but as long as the glasses stayed hot and he kept them active, every inch of his body and mind felt so tingly and electrified that he didn't care about how his head would feel when he stopped. Jeez.
This is written by a pedophile. I don't care. Like, it's clearly written by a pedophile.
Like, too many
Like,
mentions
be
of, like,
tingly.
tingling, yeah.
it's like every page has like somebody shoving something in a kid's mouth, or
I
the
know.
kid's tingling.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
throbbing or sweating or.
Do we have throbbing? I think you added that under it.
His glasses in his pocket
head
They
is
were
throbbing.
bulging.
Yeah,
They were
Bulging.
bulging, and then he wanted them on
Bulging.
his face.
Yeah. And then he felt the weight of them. Anyway.
Is this the fucked up guy version of Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret?
Yes, exactly. Very, very,
Oh,
very.
man, the thing I pee with does things. I'm in control of everything now.
Is that what
Is
happens
that what
in
that book is about? I know,
don't
I've never read it.
I've never read it either.
Well, no, it's the exact opposite. It's
Oh yeah.
Are You There,
girls
God?
all
It's
do
Me,
that.
Margaret is a terrible thing happened to me. How do I deal with this? The dude version would be,
Wait, what's
I'm
the
in
terrible
charge of
thing?
everything.
No, what's the terrible? What is? Are you there? What is the book about?
The shocking nature of a young lady's first period. That's what Are
Oh.
You There, God? It's Me, Margaret is about.
Oof,
How do you
okay.
not know that?
My mind went to a dark place when you said a terrible thing.
I
happened.
know.
Why aren't we reading that book?
It's the same reason we're not reading Flowers in the Attic, Brian.
I mean, I just want to hear Chris read it because he was so eloquent in how he described the synopsis. Now I
I'm
want to
so
hear.
glad I didn't fail that.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
first,
man.
it like halfway through, I was like, "Am I fucking this up?"
You're not canceled yet, Chris.
Well, we are not.
And this is like the weird male
chapter's
version
still young.
written by a dude, where it's
Yeah.
just like, "Yeah, no, like once you have a hard on, you can control everything."
But they don't have hard-ons. They didn't even look at the Playboy unless
That's what I
power
mean.
makes them
Like,
hard.
what are they doing, dude? I would have been just boobs all day.
I
Ice
know.
cream not even would have entered my mind. Like within
Boobs.
seconds, I would have been like naked
Boobs.
lady now,
Yeah.
naked lady
Boobs.
Yeah, naked lady now.
now.
What's this
Um,
thing with the Eyes of Kid
Tingly.
Look for
Okay.
Tingle.
They rode their bikes down to the mall and went on a window shopping spree, duplicating half the things they saw and wishing them back to Kevin's house, including their favorite games in the video arcade. When they arrived back home, they had to climb in a side window because one of their home theater systems was blocking the front door. Last, they took a break.
They are, just FYI, the kids
hold
are
up.
13.
Hold the fuck up.
13?
How did they get out?
And someone's...
They should be fully masturbating by
from
now.
Did they go out of the
But they
window?
were wishing things from the mall into the house, so they wished it.
Oh,
From
wow.
Googling, the kids are 13, and also the first sentence of someone's Goodreads review is, "It is a very cute adventure story with a moral."
Oh,
Very
cute.
cute.
It's very cute.
A rectal thermometer I thought was the cutest.
It was adorable.
I loved all the tingling in these 13-year-old boys.
Yeah.
Okay, so 13, yeah, right, and they're scared of a Playboy. Okay.
Right?
Sure.
They would have
I
ripped that
was.
shit in half fighting to see who could look at it first.
13 was like
Yeah.
8th grade? 9th grade?
Ninth grade, yeah.
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 Yeah. When they when they arrived back home, okay, so house is full of shit. At last they took a break from the experiment. Kevin, drained and exhausted, took off the glasses and flopped onto his bed. But Josh, having been baptized into Fantasyland and
What?
still submerged in its rich, sweet waters,
Whoa.
danced to the music that rocked the entire house as he made his way around the obstacle course in Kevin's room. Santa Claus better watch his... I just choked on my own spit.
Your body didn't want you to say that. Your body was protecting you.
How dare you dance while speaking?
Santa Claus better watch his butt, said Josh. The dude's got competition now.
So poor Josh thinks Santa Claus is still real.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Josh swung open
Santa
the
Claus
door.
is real and boobs are gross.
Yeah, no, I like boobs. Josh swung open the door to Kevin's closet, revealing a soft drink machine, which, of course, didn't require money to operate. Josh got himself a Dr. Pepper, good choice, leapt
Oh,
onto...
so it's a vending machine? It's not a soda fountain? I was picturing a soda fountain.
Oh, I was picturing a vending machine, because it doesn't require money.
Well, I know, that's why I said
Yeah.
that.
Josh got himself a Dr. Pepper, leapt onto Kevin's
Good
desk.
choice.
What?
Good choice.
Yeah. And
Sponsored.
twanged an awful chord on a star-spangled guitar,
Wow.
spilling soda foam all over.
Ooh.
What?
Sexual poetry.
Whoa.
Read the next line. Read the next line.
And it's all tax-free, said Josh.
Oh my God.
He jumped in the air, twanged the guitar, and came crashing down on a pinball machine that began to blink. Tilt.
Proud to
Blink
be
tilt?
an American.
Began to blink. Tilt. Tilt. Like
Oh, the
word tilt.
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 I thought it was blinking and tilting.
He landed on it and went bling, 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 bling. It was like tilt, 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 tilt.
Okay.
Tilt, 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 tilt. I need some fucking aspirin, said Kevin. I need some Pepto-Bismol.
Sounds like it sounds like Die Hard 3.
Oh, yeah. He's got a
Got a
bad
hangover.
hangover. Joe would get that reference if she'd seen the movie. If you feel sick, why don't you just wish it away? I tried, said Kevin. The glasses made me sick. They can't unmake me sick, you fucking idiot.
They gave him a brain tumor.
Josh slowed down and began to catch his breath from his whirlwind romance with Greed.
Highlight that.
His
Highlight that
romance
sentence.
How do you
with
highlight?
greed.
Oh my God, that
Just
just
hold.
summed up Faust right there.
I was just thinking about how Faustian this is.
I don't know how to highlight. It's fine.
Drag your finger.
I tried to and
Alright.
don't know how to do it. And then what?
I don't know. Highlight it.
Oh, it worked.
Hey,
Can't
it looks
believe it.
highlighted now.
This is the first thing I've ever highlighted in a Kindle. I hope you're happy that that's the sentence I
I am happy.
chose. The house felt chilly. No, not just chilly. It felt cold. And Kevin looked cold. He had wrapped himself in a blanket and was shivering slightly. We are 30% into this book, and, like, he is fucking derailing. Kevin was ready.
Dying.
Yeah. Kevin was ready to call it a day, and Josh would have agreed until Josh turned his eyes just a few feet up and saw the poster hanging so innocently above Kevin's bed. Oh my god.
Lara Croft.
Oh my god. I'm so excited about what this is.
What is it?
I hope it's a girl. One more thing, said Josh. I'm fried, said Kevin. Josh smiled. Too fried for the car of your dreams? Kevin sat up slowly. He thought about it and then hesitated. Give me the glasses and I'll do it. Wait. Give me the glasses and I'll do it, said Josh. No! Kevin grabbed the glasses from his nightstand and put them on. It was called the Lamborghini Countach, and it was the subject of most of Kevin's classroom doodles. Kevin, fighting exhaustion, raced down the stairs with Josh and into the garage. I never even thought I'd ever see a Lamborghini. It's spelled phonetically.
Why is it spelled that way?
Lamborghini. Now I'm gonna have one, said Kevin.
Why does he sound like Batman?
Because he's going full crazy villain.
The glasses are taking a lot out of him.
Yeah.
Josh shook his head. How many times do I have to tell you? It's not Oh, I guess it's supposed to be genie. Is he saying, like, it's not Lamborghini, it's Lamborghini?
Oh.
You have to think Italian.
Hey! Put your fingers like this.
I can only assume that it was supposed to be Lamborghini.
It's a
They
Lamborghini.
spell that like
The garage.
Lamborghini.
It's not Lamborghini, it's
Sorry.
Lamborghini.
A Lamborghini.
The garage was empty except for the ancient junk against the wall and 2 oil spots where his parents' cars had been. Kevin had turned the stereo off on the way through the living room, so the only sound came from the heater in the corner of the garage. It hummed, showing traces of flames as it tried unsuccessfully to warm the unseasonably cold house. Is Josh also cold, or is just Kevin cold?
I would imagine Josh is also cold if the house itself is cold, and it's not just...
But I don't know if Kevin thinks the house is cold, because he is dying.
Well, it said he was all, like, bundled up. And
Yeah, but he might be fucking
Oh.
dying.
Yeah,
But if the
it's
heater is
it's
working-
clearly
Okay.
using his life energy
Yeah.
to fuel
Yeah.
these wishes.
It's
So I
like
don't know
what
if-
Josh said, there's a cost.
I know, that's what I'm saying. The house might not be cold, he might just be dying.
Oh, I see.
We'll
sorry.
get 2 of them, said Josh, okay?
Come on, Josh.
One for you and one for me, right?
How are you going to explain
Obviously.
any of this shit?
Yeah.
Any of it.
How do you explain it?
That's what I just said.
We just have it now.
What?
But,
We got
like,
2
what's he going to
Lamborghinis.
tell his parents?
Yeah.
Like, how's
One's
he gonna
my
explain it to them?
friend's, but
Mom, I won the lottery.
It's here.
Ed McMahon came and he brought all this shit.
It does feel like they're more like 7-year-olds and not
Yes.
13-year-olds. Kevin took a deep breath, cleared his throat, and said the words, which echoed in the empty garage. 2 red Lamborghinis!
Oh my god.
Lamborghinis! Yeah. The colors before Kevin's eyes began to swirl, and he felt as though his whole brain was filtering out through the dark glass. From where Josh stood, the sight of the glasses at work was just as remarkable, and although he had seen it before, each time was better than the last. Josh watched as the glasses got so dark they looked like portals into another universe.
I want blood to start pouring out of his nose.
Yeah. Deep within that universe, Josh saw Kevin's eyes burning like blue flames. From this side of the glasses, Kevin's mind seemed like something impossibly huge. Almost as a reflex, Josh grabbed tightly onto a bicycle hook in the wall for fear of being sucked right in through the glasses. Blinding colors pulsed out from the glasses, and Josh had to shield his eyes. When he looked again, there were 2 Lamborghinis just sitting in the garage as if they had no better place to be. Josh let go of the hook, leapt into the window of the nearest one, and sank into the seat. keys were in the ignition, and he wished with all his heart that he knew how to drive.
Oh, that's sad.
Their little feet aren't even gonna reach.
I know.
Kevin wasn't as quick to get into his car. As his trembling hand removed the red-hot glasses, he could feel his heart pulsing in the tiny veins in his eyeballs, and he knew his eyes must have been bloodshot beyond belief. His head swam and ached as if someone had reached inside and pulled the two cars right out of his skull. He felt very, very cold. Kevin got into his car and sat down, feeling the smooth leather against his aching body. He looked toward Josh, and they both noticed
sounds like
something
when
at
I
the
had
same
COVID,
time.
and I felt like I was dead.
Oh, he just the glasses just gave him COVID.
He's just got COVID.
He just got
That's
COVID.
all.
Yeah. I imagine one
pretty
is
much
like
what it felt
sweating
like.
profusely and saying to the other, like, this is going great, right?
I'm so happy.
This is what we wanted. All right, so Kevin got into his car and sat down, feeling the smooth leather against his aching body. He looked toward Josh, and they both noticed something at the same time. It was so cold in the garage that their breath came out in puffs of steam. Kevin looked around to find everything in the garage frozen. An icicle dripped from the leaky spigot, and the puddle beneath it was a sheet of ice. Even the heater had been snuffed out. It must have been 20 degrees in that garage. It's a side effect, thought Kevin. The glasses needed lots of energy to work, and they stole energy wherever they could find it. Heat, light, fire. The glasses just sucked the heat right out of the air. I love that fucking paragraph because it actually explains something.
Yeah.
Kevin and Josh sat in the freezing garage, playing behind the wheels of their twin Lamborghinis for a while until Josh finally turned to Kevin. So now what? We all asked. Amazingly enough, Kevin couldn't answer him. Now they had everything. They had wished up everything their hearts desired, from the smallest toy to the largest. The house was piled to the ceiling with things. Having played the video games, listened to the stereos, watched the home theaters, tried the candy machines, tasted all the food, worn all the clothes, sat on all the couches, and played in both the cars. After all that, they were finally bored. So now what? So now what?
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Playboys.
Very Faustian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boobies.
Boobs
haven't
everywhere,
tried
all the
boobs yet.
I
time.
haven't tried boobs.
It's my turn.
Oh, it's your turn.
God. Fucking relax.
She's just so into the book.
So into it.
She's trying to help me out
She
because I
wants to know what
sneaked.
happens.
I sneaked in at dinner, and I would literally just finished.
Everyone wants mouth noises, right?
Yes, definitely.
Kevin racked his aching brain for something else that he wanted, but couldn't find it. The world of goods and services had nothing more to offer.
Damn.
Again,
Wow,
you've
dude.
only had good.
I mean, it's like been one day and they're already out of shit
Yeah.
to get.
Yeah, what services have you even had?
Yeah.
Get
A
some
stereo
massages,
and a
Right.
Yeah.
some manicures.
maybe Kevin. And then a thought occurred to Kevin that put everything into a slightly different perspective. What am I going to tell my parents?
Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
Only
There
just
we
now.
go.
Oh, you're so stupid.
Dumbass.
So dumb.
All he has to be like is, I wish my parents were dead. And
Or
then,
like when they come home, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And he just says like,
you're blind.
or
thinking that
see, I was
don't
just thinking
care.
like you just say to them like, "This is normal."
Yeah,
And
you.
then-
Yeah,
and then they're-
yeah.
and then they're
We've
like,
always
"This
We
is
had
always
normal."
had this stuff.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what he's going to do. He's going to be like, you don't see anything. And then his dad is going to leave for work the next day and crash right into the Lamborghinis
Yeah.
and get a mortal wound.
Oh, Mortal.
One can only hope.
Josh looked up from his dashboard.
Not
Yeah,
for
he
Midas.
said, what are you going to tell your parents about all this stuff? Kevin looked down at his new gold Rolex watch.
Awesome.
It was 5:15, and his mom, who was never on time getting to work, but always on time getting back, picked up Terry from field hockey practice promptly at 5. They were due home any second. Back in the house, Muffy cowered behind a jukebox. The place was a disaster area, as if someone had crammed a mansion into a 3-bedroom home. The obvious excuses passed quickly through Kevin's mind as he felt panic take hold. It was like this when I got here. Did he really think they would buy that, knowing full well that he stayed home from school today? We won it on a game show. What game show? How? Where? What a lame story. Remember when the sweepstakes letter said you may already be a winner? No. What was he going to do? Practically paralyzed by panic, Kevin sat at the foot of the stairs and watched as Josh paced the short path in the overstuffed room. We can't let them know. You've got to make it go away, said Josh. We should all back. I can't, croaked Kevin. You know the glasses can't undo what they've done. Kevin heard the troubled engine of his mother's Volvo backfire down the street. It was the only warning they got, and Kevin figured they
Burn
had
the house down.
We're all on Mars. Quick, said Josh. Do something.
reverse
Your
wrong.
parents will just have heart attacks when they see this stuff. But mine will have heart attacks and give me a double lifetime grounding without possibility of parole, no matter what the explanation is. Do something.
What? If you can't just lose the stuff, then send it somewhere else. Where? Anywhere. The electric garage door opener cranked into action. Kevin could hear the car pulling up the driveway. Kevin stood up and without a second to lose, held his head together to keep it from splitting and made a desperate wish. Hurry! Everything that I made today. Go next door. Oh my god, he's gonna crush
Question neighbors.
Oh my god.
Send it to the moon.
Send it to the moon.
No one will suspect you on the
Yes.
moon.
NASA's like, what the fuck?
A jukebox?
There's 2 Lamborghinis. They're pronounced
Lamborghinis.
Lamborghinis.
First came the blackness, then the colors, then the fingers reaching into his brain
And mouth.
and mouth and butt, and a flash
Whoa,
of light.
babe.
Kevin screamed. Kevin screamed, threw the glasses from his face, and they fell down upon an empty floor. The house was exactly the way it was before they had begun their shopping spree. Same old TV, same old furniture, everything else was gone. Mrs. Midas's car backfired once as it pulled into the empty garage. There was a rumble then, a shaking of the ground and a creaking of wood like an earthquake. Kevin and Josh raced out the front door in time to see it happen.
no.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus.
The house next door was a small home owned by the Kimballs.
The Kimballs.
The Kimball.
Kimball.
That definitely says Kimballs.
A pleasant elderly
Kimballs.
couple who never bothered anyone, who were about to die horrible. The Kimball place was half the size of the Midas home and would not have the space for all the things Kevin had so hurriedly wished upon it. Mrs. Kimball, sitting quietly on the front porch, could only watch as the walls began to buckle outward. Upstairs, a frozen yogurt machine expanded through a window and crashed to the ground with a shattering glass.
Jesus. A grand piano bounced through the side of the house, landing in a flower bed, and the front door regurgitated stereo equipment with a rasping of metal and plastic. The front lawn began to ripple like an ocean as video games sprouted up from the earth, and from the garage came an awful crunching sound that could only be the 2 Lamborghinis flattening the old couple's Buick against the wall.
So they did get down pretty good with the glasses for a little bit here. I mean, they got a piano, frozen yogurt machine. Video games would have been a big one for me. I would have been like every game ever made right now. Like, all right.
It ended with a blast of the chimney as hundreds of rare coins shot into the air, showering the neighborhood in shimmering gold and silver. They wished for rare coins.
Wait,
Air coins.
was it
I want a
just,
1929
like, from the old
quarter.
people? Maybe it just like forced the old people's collection of rare coins out
They
by
kept-
shoving a bunch of CDs at them or something.
I don't think so. That would be.
What would be weirder? Children
You
wishing
never
for
know.
rare coins before they wish for boobs.
Josh seems like the type of kid who'd be like, "Ooh, you know what I want? Coins."
It's like a Jawea.
Buffalo
A
nickels.
silver dollar.
In this one, Andrew Jackson is cross-eyed.
It's a misprint.
It's worth more.
People came racing from their homes, but because it all happened so quickly, they could only see the results, not the cause. Cool, said Terry.
No one would have been able to see the cause.
Yeah, right?
Who says cool when they see their neighbor's house explode?
This heartless bitch.
God.
Cool, said Terry,
Cool.
who had come out of the garage in time to witness the end of the spectacle. Kevin's mom could only stand and stare like the rest of the neighbors, who scratched their heads and looked to the skies as if some cargo jet had unexpectedly dumped its load. Mrs. Kimball gazed around her with her hands on her hips, then slowly made her way down from the porch and calmly climbed around the various artifacts that littered her lawn. She smiled at Kevin's mom and politely asked, "Excuse me, may I use your phone?
Do you know why my house fucking blew up?
I'm having an episode."
Oh,
Kevin's mom
I
nodded.
don't understand.
And the
Where are
old-
my coins? My coins are gone.
my precious antique coins.
My Sacagawea.
I've not fallen, but I also can't get up. I need help.
I can't wait until they invent Life Alert. Kevin's mom nodded, and the old woman quietly disappeared into their house. Kevin, what was that about? Why was she so calm? Okay,
She's seen a lot of shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, this is nothing. Kevin watched from his bedroom window that night as
Looky-loos.
looky-loos from all over the
fucking hate Looky Loos.
from all over the town gathered to watch a troop of movers organize everything on the
happened?
Kimball's front lawn. Here's the thing.
What
about
happened to the Kimball there?
He was crushed to death, and she's just in shock.
No, I mean the text.
What?
You don't see the like Roman numeral in the middle of the. Is that just me? Nobody else
What are
can
you
see
talking
that.
about?
I can see it.
What?
I just love that John's reaction was like, "Oh, she was crushed to death," and he was just in shock.
Right there.
No,
I don't know what you. Yeah.
the
It
elves
looks
look
like
weird.
someone's cursor was on the screen when they screen grabbed it.
Oh,
This,
Oh,
it was your
it's gone
cursor.
now.
Okay.
it was your cursor.
Oh.
It made it look like there was.
Oh.
It doesn't matter.
That's
It doesn't matter.
No, we need to solve this now.
yeah, let's hang on. Let's pause this whole thing.
I think we just solved it.
Fascinating content. Yes.
I don't know.
Maybe you can't see your own
I don't
cursor,
think
but
we
we
think
can see
that-
it, and it's
What was I
big.
gonna say? Looky loos.
I hate Looky Loos.
But here's the thing, Chris. Now that well, maybe not. Maybe it's a suburbia thing, because not until we moved to this house, I didn't give a shit about what happened outside our apartment in Hamden. But
Yeah. I'd rather not know.
But once we moved to this house, anything that happens outside our house, we'll turn the lights off and look out the window.
We each had different windows. Like,
It's like,
Yeah, well, where I'm at right now, there's so many noises I just disregard. Because if I went up and looked every time I heard a noise, I would get nothing done.
but that's the
Well,
thing. That's the thing
yeah.
about living in the city. There's so much noise you can ignore it all. But
Yeah.
here, there's not supposed to be any noise.
Yeah.
So when there's anything, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
when someone's outside our window in Hamden and they're like, the government's gonna control your minds, I'm gonna kill you all. I'm just like, haha, whatever. But here, when someo's outside our front
Someone's
house,
like turning around,
and they're
I'm
just-
like, why are there headlights?
yeah, there's headlights, I'm just like, get the fuck out of my house. Get out of here. Let
Well,
alone
like,
they're
people-
screaming. People have been screaming in our
Oh,
street
yeah.
before, and we're like, what is happening?
There's been some weird.
Yeah, they're
shit.
screaming, "Quit looking at us, you jerks! We can see you in the window!"
Brian, there was a
Right,
guy...
you turn the lights off so they can't.
Sometime in the last year, we heard screaming, and we went to the window, turned the lights off, went to the window, opened it up a crack so we could hear. And it was two cars. One of the cars was
I'm not moving.
facing one way, another car was facing the other way, so it was like driver's side to driver's side. And it was a woman in one car and a guy in the other. and they were screaming at each other. Screaming.
This was like the middle of the day.
Middle of the day. And what her car, I think, kept driving away, and then he'd be like, fuck you! Just like, fuck you! Like, scream at her. And then she'd slam on her brakes, and then she would reverse really fast down the road to the point where I was like, they're gonna smash into our cars.
Well,
like,
yeah,
they're definitely gonna smash into our
like,
cars.
she had her window down. The guy was basically outside of his car, and she had her window down, and he would, like, try to grab inside her car to grab the car door, and then she would drive off with him, like, dragged a few steps and running, and speed off a little, and then, reverse really fast, and I'm like, she's gonna hit him or his car or your car or my car.
Yeah.
And that same exact thing happened so many times.
And I think she had his phone because he kept screaming at her to, like, give him his phone back.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't... And
well, eventually we called the cops because I was like, I feel like she's gonna hit him or drag him.
Yeah.
Because he keeps grabbing the car and she keeps driving off, and then she keeps reversing all wildly.
Yeah.
And then the second the cops showed up, she
left.
fucking sped off and left him there.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Did
I just want you to
say they're
stop
your
doing
neighbors
this.
or?
No.
I don't
You know
think
who
so.
they are?
People just come down to do weird shit because it's a dead
Oh.
end.
Yeah, it's a dead end, so you just do all your crimes.
They come
and,
down here to like
scream.
fuck and have fights with each other.
Yeah.
Oh, so he probably paid for her company and didn't want to pay her at the end, and then she took his phone and probably drove off in his car or something. Or
Very
something.
possible.
It's very possible. I have cleaned up condoms in the road before.
Oh no!
Nice.
You touched it?
Yep.
You just grabbed it with
I
your
didn't
bare.
touch it. I used a stick. Here's what I
Grabbed
did.
it with
You
his
picked it
teeth.
up with your mouth?
I used a stick, and I picked it up, and I threw it over the golf course fence while screaming.
Wait, did you throw it over there?
Yes! You know why?
Eat
Because
this,
fuck them and
golfers.
fuck everyone.
Oh
He
my
has
god!
he has a designated condom stick
It's the
that
condom
he uses
stick.
to pick up condoms.
Here's
Oh
my
my God.
condom stick. I use it to pick up used condoms and fling them at the
Oh.
golfers. And
Don't
I
ever
say,
sit on that
and here's what I
stick.
say when I throw it. I go, fall, and I throw it, and I see if I can splat one of them right in the face.
And he goes, do any ladies want a donation?
And if I hit one of them, I say, that's a birdie.
I like that it would be a condom and then also like little discarded bottles of wine, like the teeny bottles of wine.
Yeah.
Like,
You
oh,
gotta.
it's a whole date.
Yeah.
With your little
Gotta.
wines.
With your little wines and your little dick.
Oh boy.
All right, let's keep reading.
Oh shit!
I miss the city. That shit could have been happening and I'd have no idea. I'd be in blissful
Right.
ignorance.
That should definitely happen. Remember when we found underwear in a tree?
Yes.
Underwear in a tree.
Yes. Next to my car.
Next to a church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no!
That makes it even better. I just love that my neighbors are like, we're only hearing his side of this conversation. He's giving us nothing.
Underwear in a tree and then silence.
Did you hear a knock at your door like, can we hear more? Can we know what's going
Yeah,
on?
because like when I'm not talking, it's just dead silent
Oh, yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I'm wearing headphones. None of this is coming out of speakers. They're just
thinks-
hearing me react to you.
They think you have Tourette's and you just yell
silence,
random
and then
stuff.
you're just barking, and then
This guy just moved in next door.
Tonight you've barked,
like a
you've yelled,
man
underwear in a tree.
I just
to
like to
himself
think
a
that
lot.
my neighbors are like, why is he laughing? Why is
He's
he
having a
laughing
great
so
time.
hard?
Having a great time.
All right, let's get
How
through.
dare he?
Yeah. Kevin watched from his bedroom window that night as the looky-loo small of town gathered to watch the troop movers organize everything on the Kimball's front lawn. An insurance adjuster, one step short of falling into a coma.
What?
the fuck does that mean?
out of shock.
An
A
insurance
shock
adjuster, oh my god, one step short of falling into a coma, just stood there on the lawn and gaped for an hour. Becca, take us home.
I don't. Okay.
Don't think about it.
Don't-
Too much.
Don't think about it, just read.
There was applause when Mr. Kimball drove a Lamborghini out of the garage, and then
Him.
Frankie Philpott showed up,
I'm sorry.
as everyone knew he would,
sorry.
as we all knew
no,
he would.
did it.
We all knew Frankie would show up.
Oh,
Frankie,
Frankie Philpott.
hold on, it gets better somehow.
heard there was some Lamborghinis that appeared out of nowhere.
Frankie, a dentist with a burning interest in the supernatural, had his own
What?
local, if somewhat cheap, cable TV show devoted entirely to psychic phenomena.
Hell yeah.
Frankie and his dental hygienist video crew interviewed the Kimballs
What?
right beneath Kevin's window.
I'm into it.
This now sounds like a John Waters book.
I'm so into it. I would watch this show.
My mouth is agape, and I am speechless from everything you just read.
This is incredible.
This might be a good book.
It might be.
And we're making fun of a good book.
Chris, we're not making fun of a good book. We're having a great time reading a good book.
Frankie Philpott deduced that the Kimball house existed over a space-time wormhole thingy that somehow opened up into the Bermuda Triangle or a distant department store. The insurance adjuster, for lack of any better explanation, decided that the Kimballs were victims of a hit-and-run delivery truck.
What?
Everyone else just figured it was one of those things and eventually went home.
It
End of
is what it
chapter.
is.
Frankie Philpott, your ghost hunting dentist.
That was only 2 chapters.
That was only
Go
2
back.
chapters?
Go back to that page. That sentence.
Kevin
Frankie
becoming.
Philpott.
Well, no. Go back to the previous page.
Where are you taking
What sentence?
The whole Frankie Philpott deduced that the Kimball house existed over a space-time wormhole thingy
Thingy.
that somehow opened up into the Bermuda Triangle or a distant department store.
Or a distant
That
department
whole
store.
That's
That whole sentence is everything I've ever wanted in this show.
I hope there's like a chapter within a chapter here of like the TV show. Like
me.
Oh my
me
God.
fucking too. Oh, I
It's
pray
so
to God
sad. I
Frankie
hope he's
Philpott
interviewed on
sticks
it.
around.
Yeah, I hope he's interviewed on it.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
hope
God.
he's right.
Oh my God.
yeah.
How
That
did
was-
Frankie Philpott think that Lamborghinis went into the Bermuda Triangle, though?
Brian, you don't know what goes into the Bermuda Triangle, or
No,
should I
So
say
I know
what comes out of it?
I know that Lamborghinis
full
probably don't, unless they're
wide
Cargo
Because
ships.
their cars.
Lamborghinis probably do, though.
Lamborghinis.
Okay.
Wow. That was only
Frankie
2
Philpott.
chapters.
I love this book so much.
This is so good.
There's- I'm trying to figure out how to describe Frankie Philpott. There's a dentist.
How can you describe Frankie Philpott?
He's
Local
got to be a
dentist.
little bit. He's a little Zach Bagans, right?
Little Zach Bagans, a little Peter
But with a
Venkman.
New York, with a little Venkman.
Little Venkman.
Frankie, he's got to have a New York accent, right?
Definitely. And he's like, oh, let me get them gums. You heard about this chupacabra?
I think it's funnier if he's just Zach Bagans, because that guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And that would be funny to hear too.
Chupacabra, gingivitis of the animal kingdom.
I'd like to get a look at Big Feet's tooth. What did I...
Big Feet's tooth.
Well, he is a
I've
dentist.
lost
Feet's
my
tooth.
mind.
Well, but hold on, just the one tooth.
Big-
He's obsessed with just
Just the one, too.
tooth.
Just the one. Just the one.
Not Big Feet's teeth.
Not Bigfoot's
Big
teeth.
Feet's
Big
Not
Big
foot.
Foot's
Not,
tooth.
hang on, not Bigfoot's
Bigfoot's
teeth.
tooth.
No, Big Feet's tooth is what I said, and I stand by it. That is Frankie Philpott.
What about Big's foot tooth?
Big's foot tooth. Oh, that's a condition.
That's a whole other episode.
Heard about Biggie's foot tooth?
Yeah.
Never seen
We don't
anything
have
like it.
time to dive into that.
Holy shit.
God.
Oh my god, I love this book.
My wife's gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Which thing killed her?
I think the foot tooth.
Which tooth killed him?
Holy shit.
Oh my god. Suffering from a bad case of
Biggie's foot tooth almost killed him. Oh,
Foot tooth.
it was a real kick in the mouth.
Oh shit.
Broke Joe. This episode
Okay,
is a
good.
success.
Good. I am crying currently. Wow, Joe and Brian,
Yeah.
thank you guys for being with us on this journey.
Anytime.
I have to say, I've never been more invested in one.
Yeah, you should listen to the other ones because God
I
only
will.
knows. What's
I will.
Oh my god.
How many? So, is there one out already? That's
Yeah.
this.
Did you post it
This
yet?
is the
next
second one.
Oh, okay.
This
Yeah.
is the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this episode will be out in like 2 weeks, probably. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But
I need to-
I'll let you know when they drop. I'll be posting.
I might go just buy this book.
Jonathan be posted.
Jonathan be posted. You know how he is.
Jonathan be posted.
Oh, fuck me.
I feel like our brains are dead. They're gone. They're just fully gone.
This wasn't a long week, but it now feels like it was.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that you said that. That seems rude.
Not the company.
It's
the Kid Midas of it all.
It's the
I'm just
Midas of it all.
Oh, man.
It's
We
just
went
that
on.
Midas touch.
Yeah.
It was Midas eyes.
Fuck, this Midas eyes. Thank you guys for coming on the show again. Do you have anything to plug? Brian, do you have any music or stuff coming out?
Not right now.
Okay.
No.
Do you have any music that you want people to buy?
Nope.
Okay. Cool.
Music industry.
Nothing you have done before.
You can go to
That someone might hear.
brianwademusic.com.
BrianWade.com.
Music. Brian Wade Music.
BrianWadeMusic.com.
BrainWadeMusic.com.
Yes.
Bye.
And then go to
BigFeetstooth.com.
Bigfoot's Teeth.
Bigfoot's teeth.
You're acting like you don't even have a limb of wood when you have a body of
Oh
wood.
my god.
He does have a body. He has a body.
I'm working on a ton of stuff, but it's
All
not
right,
ready.
Joe.
It's not out. It'll be out next year, hopefully.
All right, cool. Yeah, BrianWadeMusic.com. Go to CactusRodeo.com and look at all our stuff and subscribe to Below Grade Level wherever you listen to podcasts, and check out our other show, The Sketchy Show, and be on the lookout for a new show I have coming out next month in September called Casting Dreams, where me and Patrick Anderson take a deep dive into the Sega Dreamcast, which is going to be
Wait,
really
a whole
fun.
show about the Sega Dreamcast?
Yeah. Do you want to be on it?
A platform before its time.
Yes.
Are you going to talk about Panzer Dragoon?
Probably if I can get my hands on it. That's the tough part.
Emulators, bro.
Yeah, I have been buying repros off of Etsy. What?
Get in trouble. The law.
But it's on Etsy. The law. It's
Illegal.
He had bought it in real life. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Totally.
Really sounded like it.
thanks
He's
for
playing a game that he actually bought. It's okay.
I did buy all of these games. A form of them. Yeah, take a listen to our stuff and let us know what you think about the Eyes of Kid Midas on Facebook or whatever. Get in touch with us. I don't know how to plug things or
I
market.
don't know
It doesn't
either.
matter. Please.
Tune back in to see what other objects get shoved into little kids' mouths by a dog.
Next time on the Eyes of Kid Midas. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Below Grade Level is a Cactus Radio production. You can contact us at podcast@cactusrodeo.com. Subscribe and follow on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify, and follow Cactus Rodeo on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more entertainment and updates.